I was in the office this morning and I found my plant who looks a little peaky. He didn't do so well with me not being in the office for I think it was maybe two weeks. It was 3 weeks today was I missed 2 Mondays, so it was really 2 weeks. Well, and then so 3 weeks. 3 weeks I was out of the office. And dude did not like it. So I have brought him here and I'm gonna take all his little dead parts off and try to get him to recover. He's gonna need some light and more light than I get down here. So I'm gonna have to find a place for him to live and prosper. But I think I can save him because these guys are just droopy. These guys don't feel crispy yet. And he's got some new little growth spurts up in here. So there's one right there. So I think he'll be okay. He's just pitiful and sad. He's called a money tree. I don't know what his real name is, like his real Latin genesis, but yeah, he's called a money tree, and this might explain my current situation. I went to the dentist today. Funny story that last week, yeah, like early last week, I suddenly realized that I haven't actually been to the dentist in over a year. And when I triple checked my records, it's been a year and 6 months, a year and a half since I have been to the dentist for a cleaning. So I was a little nervous, but I am clean, everything's fine. I did have my normal plaque buildup, like behind these 2 front teeth on the bottom, I get a lot of like plaque buildup there, which is weird. So I pay like special attention to it when I am brushing and flossing and whatnot, but it always happens there. I don't know why. They think it might have something to do with my tongue being a little too big, so my tongue presses up a lot more on those teeth than like the normal person would, but whatever. Whatever. So everything was fine there, which is good. So I got rushed home because I had a 9:30 call, and then when I triple checked, I realized that I did not specify that I meant 9:30 Eastern time, and she's in Texas. So I emailed her back and said, just confirming 9:30 Central, 10:30 blah. And luckily the candidate I had scheduled for 10:30 my time ended up getting pulled into a morning meeting, and she needs to speak either later in the afternoon or I'm gonna have to push her to Friday because I don't have any openings the rest of the day. But thankfully that all worked out great. So now I find myself caught up on email, caught up on like the little tasks kinds of things I needed to do. I still need to close Redondo. I got a job that I need to finish closing. Yeah, and then there's a New Jersey post that needs to go up. So I've got a couple of things that need to be done, but I had already I've built in time tonight to get those done, so I may just sort of drink my coffee and relax this morning and sort of enjoy being on time with stuff rather than so far behind. I have been so far behind for so long that I don't know what it feels like to be actually caught up. So it feels like the things that I had scheduled to do today, I'm running behind on those, but I'm not, because they just need to be done before the end of the day today. Or even tomorrow, really. A couple of them. So I'm okay. I'm on time. I'm not ahead, but I'm on time. So I'm gonna get those things done today, and then tomorrow I need to go through all of the new resumes and try to get some people filled out for Thursday and Friday, and fill out my Thursday and Friday. And then I'm actually I'm like 100% caught up with resumes, with candidates, with everything. And I've got jobs closing, which is so good because I have been so completely stretched and overwhelmed that I haven't been able to do any of them justice. So that's great. Very excited. I went for a walk last night with my neighbor, which felt really good, and I might start doing that by myself every night. She had a nice little circuit going, and it was just enough to get my, my heart rate up, but not so much that it hurt my knees. There is a big hill in it, but I think I can push through that part. So That's great. So on days when I don't walk, I'll do the vertical climber, and it'll be a nice varied routine, and maybe I'll start feeling better. So hooray, ice cream for everyone. Also, my hair is clean. I just let it air dry, and I pulled it up into a much tighter bun than I normally do. Normally it's a little more pulley outy, but it just kept falling in the dentist chair, so I went ahead and just pulled it. It's a little better. Ugh. Sometimes I wonder, will I ever be attractive to anyone? Let's just be honest. I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but I'd tell you it's gonna cost $1,000 to fix the store. Yeah, so that's on hold for now. I'm definitely gonna try to get a second opinion on that. This bothers me this bothers me more than the door does. Oh, so frustrating. Oh, well, it's better than it was. It just takes a little fluffing around a little bit. Oh, hang on, 2 hands. Look what I found, y'all. Really excited about it. It's gonna be perfect. Wait a minute. Perfect. I'm gonna put all the washi in there because it has become cumbersome and obnoxious to pull out all of the boxes every time I want something. Like if I decide I wanted blue, all of these would have to come out for me to get to the blue, and I'm not cool with that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a shelf here. Maybe, I haven't decided yet because this is pretty old and I don't know if I want to do that. Definitely gonna stack it in here though, and maybe a layer or two. Not all the way to the back, obviously, because it would make it a little hard to get to. And down here, I thought I'd put little cool stuff after I clean it out. But this is perfect. I love this. I love this a lot. Yay! So my next thing is to figure out how to hang that. Hopefully there will be a stud right in the middle of the wall, and of course there won't be, so I'll have to figure that out too. But I love it. I think it's great. I think it looks nice with all of the things. So hooray. There is a stud right in the middle. Hooray! And we're up. Hooray! So I have it on a stud with a wire, 3 rows of wire actually, that are screwed into the back. And I put these guys in here because I didn't know what else to do for right now. And then, I keep forgetting this has a latch. Right, so this is what's going on right now with all the washi. It is an obscene amount of washi, I'm not going to lie. The good news is it doesn't go all the way back up here. This is like what you see is actually what's in there. So there's a lot of empty space back there, which is not a good use of the space. So what I have done is I have ordered acrylic trays that are 2 inches high, and I have 2 of those coming. So this is 6 inches high. So I'll have 4 inches worth of tray and 2 inches to get my fingers in there to pull them out. And I think I'll be able to get most of the washi up here. And then down here, I also ordered, I think I'm gonna cancel it actually. I ordered acrylic drawers to go in here to hold other stuff, but I don't think I want to fill it with acrylic drawers because look at this. This is so pretty and old and crusty. Like I'm not gonna mind it up here, I don't think, but I think I'm really gonna hate it here. So I might cancel, I think I'm gonna cancel that order for sure, and maybe trying to find a shelf or something that can go in here, at least along the back, and then maybe have like some little workspace open in the front. I think I might do that instead. So anyway, so it's screwed in with wire on either side, and then there were holes already where it was screwed to the wall before. So I've used some long screws just to stabilize it in the sheetrock. These aren't in studs, but it just keeps it from swinging on its wire thing too much. So it's very sturdy, it's pretty stable. I'm really happy with it. I don't feel like it's gonna fall down. It weighs probably about 40 pounds. So not so heavy I can't lift it, but heavy enough that it would make some serious damage if it falls. So, oh my gosh, do I love it though. So I just think I want something I don't know, I might not want anything on top of it. I thought I wanted like a little low something on top maybe, but I don't know. I kind of like it plain. It makes me happy. I gotta do something about this though. This general vicinity is not making me happy anymore. Right, so because I put, these guys used to be over here holding pens and things that I didn't use very often. Since I put all of those over there, I needed a new holder for those things. So I got, hold on, wait for it. Things are hard when you don't use your both hands. Him. So hopefully he's tall enough. I think he's really for paper clips. He wasn't meant to be a pen cup at all, but hopefully he'll hold everybody. Yay! Yay! Ice cream for everyone! Look at all those squirrels. Also, please check out this cat. I mean, holy cow. He's the best. I got Remus a scratching post for down here because he loves to tear up that and then the corner of that thing when I'm not paying attention and able to stop him. So I got him a scratching post. He's got 2 of these upstairs. He loves them. They're really sturdy. They have a big base that you just screw into the bottom. So that it doesn't move. It's very sturdy, and he's a big cat, obviously. So best scratching poaches ever. They come from the Amazons. I think they're like $30, so they're even reasonable. And of course with Prime, it's free shipping, which is great because they're pretty heavy. So I'm gonna put this together really fast in the 3 minutes I have before my next call. So when Remus makes his appearance, it'll be ready for him. Yay! In my fury, I forgot to show you the catastrophe that the blinds I ordered were. In the picture on the Amazon, they looked like they had a wooden valance that looked like this trim, almost matched, that would come out and over and cover the blinds when they were up. When in reality, all that covered up was the metal part that attached to the top of the door, but the rest of the blind came down to here. That's if it was mounted here. And if I could mount it to the top of that, but then the blind would cover all of the molding and everything, and it was bad. So I sent them back, and I have ordered from Home Depot a roll-up, whoa, what's going on, camera? That's really strange. Okay, so from Home Depot, I have ordered a roll-up fabric shade that's about this big when it's rolled up, and it will go from one edge to the other, and it'll go on top of the molding. So I got it to be a color that looks like it will kind of match the trim color. It's not white and it's not a cream. I think they call it beige or whatever. I'm not really fussed because if it is really horribly ugly, I can create a little molding trim box to go over it, and it'll just look like the door has got some crown molding on it, which is fine with me. And then when you pull it down, it'll cover both sides in one swoopy piece. So, hi. There are my legs. You cannot see the wicked bruise that is right about there, and I'm not going to show you because it's really high up on my thigh, and it doesn't really come across in the camera very well. I've already thought about Snapchatting it. So my whole point of telling you that the blind thing was a disaster is that I already took down the broken shades because I knew the blinds were coming today. So now I don't have any way to to close down this room at night without leaving the entire room exposed to whoever wants to creep up on the patio and peek in. So what I'm gonna do is I have a whole roll of this craft paper in there, and I'm going to use it and painter's tape it up over the windows and then just keep putting those up and down until the new thing comes, I think, next week. So that's my plan. He remains unimpressed. Vacuum lines in the carpet are always satisfying, but when they're done by your tiny little robot vacuum in the middle of the night, they're even better. If I keep the lights off in the morning, he can really see the birds and the birds can't see him so great. So he usually spends about 20 minutes watching and talking to the birds and the squirrels. I am gonna have to wire that bird feeder to the table because these little ruckusy things keep knocking it over, getting birdseed everywhere, and they don't clean up after themselves. Dadgummit. My first call of the day had no idea who I was. Completely forgot we had scheduled something. So I'll probably not hear from her again. Excellent. Someone remind me to wear my glasses when I shop. I did not realize that these little cases sink into each other. So while they are the perfect depth for washi up to the top, they are not if you take away almost a ½ inch at the bottom. So they're a little loosey-goosey in there, but they'll do. Not as pretty as the washi just stacked up, but far more practical and useful because now I can just grab and run. Yeah, so I have a shelf coming for in here that's made of old barn wood, so that should probably, it'll take up from the top to the bottom and probably go out to about here. I am not confident it's gonna hold nearly what I want it to, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of this washi because this is obscene. This is obscene. Yesterday, I spent all day with 3 friends antiquing. That was a lot of fun. One of my neighbors was able to go and we met Bill and Bert over there, and I haven't seen Bill in forever, and that was really nice to see him. You know, he's a great human, and I need more of him in my life. So that consequently ended up in me not filming a thing yesterday. But look at the zucchini. Look at it. It's so pretty. I can't wait to eat it. Pollinate, guys. Let's make some serious fruit. Right, so the point was, is I was out all day yesterday, and when I got home, I was so tired, I didn't want to do anything except for sit and do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. So, I will show you what I picked up at the antiquing. I got this little guy. This is going to be a box for my first solo cat, I'll call her, Tefnut, which is the goddess of the dew. She was a tiny little black runt of a kitty. And her paw print, actually, here, look, we'll show you this. This is her paw print that sits on the mantle there. So I have that, but I've also got her ashes and whatnot in a little box that the hang body, that the people send them home in like a little, there she is. So they're in a bag in here, like in a tight sealed Ziploc bag. So I'm gonna transfer that into this, because this is tin, but this is red, buff, and green. And it's got a bird, and she liked birds. So I'm gonna put my little devil nut in there. Then I found this. This is one of our really old pledge pins, and Alpha Gam's pledge pins, and I'm pretty sure they changed to the new size and coloring in like the 60s or the 70s. I can't really remember, but this is not the size of the coloring we use anymore. The size is bigger. It's probably about the size of my thumbnail, the one we use now, and it's a true green instead of this minty green that they've put in here. This dude is very interested in what's happening in this bag. And this bag, I'm not going to show you because the person that this is for watches this vlog, and I'm not going to ruin that for her because she doesn't get this for a couple of months. So, ha! We are not making up the bed because we're changing the sheets today. But I've just unpacked the secret present, and Remus is very interested in the wrapping paper aspects. All right, okay. Is that where you just want to be today? That's fine. All right, well, I've made a fantastic mess. Most of it is in there. But the cake is done for the Mother's Day. That also means that this vlog probably will get up late tonight. But there it is in all her glory. I put her back in the fridge, even though you're not really supposed to, because the cream cheese was a little too room temperature. And it was kind of melty, so back in there. And that was my week. Encourage each other with sweetness and light, and I will see you next Sunday.